not just about fighting, it's how you hold yourself as a person, it's how you walk along this earth, and it's how you meet people and what energy that you give them and what they give you back. And it's basically now, as I know, as we are the universe is us. I want you to know how, why, when, what, where. I don't want you to guess. I don't want you to make it up. I want to give you the seeds, and then I want you to grow the seeds. I don't want to say, okay, this is a flower, this is your flower, give me some money. Now you have a flower. But you have a flower, so you have that instant gratification. But if you had to have that seed and take care of that flower and grow it and know what it likes, what it doesn't like, understand how it smells and just live it and be engrossed in it so that flower's almost a part of you, then that thing would last forever and you'd never forget it. But if I sell you one flower and it dies, somebody else sells you another flower, it dies, where's the value? So I want to sow you seeds of Muay Thai and then you grow them yourself. I want you to experiment in finding yourself through Muay Thai. That's how I differ. I'm a seed seller. I'm a karma farmer. My name's Aaron Malashevsky and I'm from Newcastle-under-Lyme in England, and I am the owner and founder of SeuuaDaao Muay Thai. When I was growing up and fending for myself because I'd learned to, standing up for myself was much better than cowering and kind of letting people beat you up. So I wanted to find how I could learn to fight properly. And I'd had a really bad motorcycle accident. I got pulled out on by a truck, broke my right hip, right at the neck of the femur, snapped it clean in half. And the left arm, I broke that, smashed all the arm and the elbow, and that was something that I had to fight through to getting back to a stage where I felt physically okay again. And so this was this new kind of challenge, placed in a position physically and mentally that I'd never been placed before without my choice. So I got through that battle and I got myself into a position where I could get back to the gym again. I had to learn how to walk. So mentally that built me into a position that added another layer of resilience because I'd already figured out how to deal with the bullies. And so this next challenge was, okay, how can I learn how to fight properly? You'd see in the movies, you got Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and all kind of stuff. And so I got an idea of that. And there was kung fu gyms, and there was kickboxing, boxing, karate. And so the local paper had this advertisement, funnily enough, for a gym called John Steele Thai Boxing. And the boxing caught my eye, and I was like, boxing? But what's this word before it, Thai? I had no idea, I didn't understand. Curiosity got the better of me. I just took it upon myself to go and check this place out. And I went to this little, it was an ex-factory, like a real dilapidated old building in this ex-factory, and I went upstairs and I could hear all this noise, this like, wow, 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 and I was like, what the hell is going on up there? And the instructor came over to me and said, what's going on, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, I've just seen the ad in the paper, I want to see what this Thai boxing thing is like. And he's like, well, you want to start? You got any gym clothes in your car, any shorts or anything? And there was a split second when I thought, man, I don't know if I can do this. And then I thought, yeah, you fucking can, because you can do anything. Because you've had to do everything. And you've had to do whatever's been chucked at you because you didn't choose to get hit by a truck. You didn't choose to have all these things that you've been put through in your life. And so I was like, okay, fuck it. Got my shorts on and started. And I was this obsessive, like, student. Hey, can I train? Hey, can I train? Hey, can I train? And so the time came within a year of me finding Muay Thai, he gave me the option and asked me if I'd like to go to Thailand. And I was like, holy shit, I don't even know what that really means. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. So Thailand, the idea is just to go for training, just to go for purely Thai boxing. So There's only one place that you go to Thailand when it's just about boxing, it's Bangkok. And so you get the epicenter of where Muay Thai is put on that platform at the highest level, Lumpini, which was the original Lumpini that we went to, and Rajadamnern Stadium. So it was purely just to go there and just drop right into the epicenter of the motherland of Muay Thai, which was Thailand. And we didn't know enough, or we were so naive and we were such blank canvases that we were just looking to fill that canvas with whatever brushes and paint we could find on the way and then make the picture up as we go along. And so it turned out that we found by accident a gym adjacent to the Chao Phraya River, and it was called Jitty Gym. When I first walked into the gym, the Thais were kind of standoffish, welcoming, but standoffish. Now I can retrospectively look back, they were seeing what we were about, what was our purpose. You know, a Farang, pasty white with red hair. Again, I'm this anomaly, I'm this guy that's completely different, what the hell? Like, and so, albeit I was welcomed in and money was exchanged, and so there was a service, they were, you know, teaching me. There was a fondness that grew day by day by day by day for me and for them, I felt. They didn't know my story, they didn't know why or what or how. They just saw me turning up every day, turning up every day, turning up every day. Just going, yes, 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 clap. Just whatever they said, I did. And so the fondness grew because now I look back, they were seeing what kind of heart I had, who I was, what my motives were. So much so that the owner of the gym, Jitty, said, do you want to fight? I can get you a fight at Rajadamnern. And I was like, okay, what are my options here? Yes, I do. Who's going to take care of me when I get beat up? Because even the winners in Thailand get beat up. Not that I thought it was going to be a winner, but I'd already been smart enough to look at what kind of level that they were at. They were at a level that I wasn't anywhere close to at. And I got the scar on my knee, on my leg from my knee to my butt, and still a freshly broken bone, still with steel pins in it. I'm like, okay, I could do it, and I really want to do it, and I like the challenge, and I feel very flattered that he's asked me, because he'd had pads for me and he'd taught me, and I was like, oh, this guy, he's got something. Or maybe he just thought, hey, this guy would be good to bet on. Who knows? And then I thought, well, what happens if I do get beat up? What happens if something, I'm on my own? I'm on my own, who's going to take me to hospital? What's going to happen? And so I politely declined. I said, I can't. And I pointed to my leg and I said, and he's like, oh, what happened? And I said, motorcycle. Oh, okay, no problem. Mai pen lai, which means no problem. And so I just carried on training. And then the fondness grew more and more, because they thought, well, his motive isn't even to fight. His motive is just to be here to learn and just absorb. I can just say that it was energy. They felt my energy, that I was just pure of energy and I didn't want anything else other than just to absorb. And so they were very welcoming. But very pivotal, because it changed my perception of life and who I was and who I thought about as me as a person. So when I went back to England, it was really, really sad, because day by day being filled up by the fondness and the actions of the Thai trainers and the owner of the gym and their kindness towards me when they didn't have to. They could have just kept it completely businesslike. Okay, teach you this, see you later, bye. But they were very, very fond. And so when I went back to England, I'd lost all that. I was searching for that again. And not only that with the people that were involved in the gym, but I was searching for this level of training, this level of expertise, this level of information that I could suck up like a sponge day by day by day, and it never seemed to get quenched. It was kind of a downer. And so that led me to venture to go to the source and find time to travel to Stockport, which was an hour or so north, to train with Master Sken. And so my journey with Master Sken started. And I started getting the same kind of like quenching of my thirst with him, because he had all the knowledge and he had all the wise things to say, and he had all just the way he moved, the way he talked, just the mannerisms of like more than the fight. It's not just about fighting, it's how you hold yourself as a person, it's how you walk along this earth, and it's how you meet people and what energy that you give them and what they give you back. And it's basically, now as I know, as we are the universe is us. Master Sken, obviously I was seeing more of him on a regular basis, and he, like Jitty, saw something in me, so maybe I had a heart, which is a big thing for Muay Thai. It's on par with skill level, it's how much heart you have. And so he said, Aaron, you should fight. Well, okay. And that's what I did. Yeah, and the first fight, it was just get in there, go for it, and I loved it. It was good. I never had any obsession about reaching a certain accolade within the sport. That's too final for me. I never wanted to reach a point where I go, oh, okay, I'm a champion now, or okay, I've had so many fights. I've never cared that much about that. I've always fought because of the challenge, can I do it? And so I've got to the stage where now I'm content with who I am, and I can go anywhere I want, and I can feel sufficient, and I feel really, really comfortable with who I am. Albeit I haven't fought, but I'm still in the fight camp. I still do the same as fighting. I still have a fighting mentality that every day I think, okay, I'm perishing, knowledge is going, cells are dying, I have to keep working, So I'm still in fight camp. 2002 I came here to Orange County, and this actual gym was the first gym that I ran to from the hostel I was staying at in Huntington Beach. And again, just carried on that obsession with Muay Thai, and it's taken me to some really crazy, unbelievable places, and met some really crazy, unbelievably amazing people in all kind of walks of life, from elite athletes to actors and actresses to homeless guys that are down the street with a bunch of dogs there. And so when the last fight I had, I was 36, I had no training, no pad work, and just be diligent, always in the fight camp, so I'm always ready for a challenge. So I accepted a challenge, and I got stopped the first time ever that I was like told by the referee I can't go on. Of course I felt like I could, which all fighters do, but it was a referee's decision. So I decided, wow, 36, okay, I've done that enough now. I'm not going to fight no more, still going to train, but maybe I should teach, maybe I should get a job teaching. And so a friend of a friend, another English guy, offered me an opportunity to go and see this owner of the gym, this certain alley boxing in Costa Mesa, and this gym owner happened to be Sean McCulley, who was one of the first pioneers of mixed martial arts and no holds barred fighting and the entertainment side of real fighting. He was one of the first guys who would fight for money. My interview was, he grabbed me around the neck, started clinching with me, and of course I clinched back, and he's like, okay, you know what you're doing, you got the job. And so that was my first introduction to, okay, now how do I take everything that I've learned? I've been a sponge. How do I package it now for people that I don't even know how to talk to, because I'm selfish, because I'm a loner, because I don't need anybody? Now how do I converse with people that now need me? And so this was a whole new challenge that I had to accept and go, okay, this is the next fight. And so I had to learn how to fight this selfishness, to be more open and figure out verbally how to get across what I already know, and all these tiny intricacies that I had picked up by doing it wrong and then not, but to then put it in a package where I could really dissect it and serve it to you for you and as an individual, to make you and your body type, your need, your desire, your height, weight, shape, and fit it to you so you make it look beautiful. That's what I've been doing ever since I was 36. 10 years. Wow. So 4 years, what happened was 4 years, it was great, but it felt restricting because I was teaching how I'm very passionate about what I'm teaching. I'm very articulate. I'm very detail orientated. So I was giving everybody loads of information. I was giving almost an information overload, and they were loving it, and everyone was getting really good, and everyone was getting really, but it wasn't good for the masses because not everybody wants to be really good. Not everybody wants to be obsessed. Not everybody wants to be like me. And so I was asked if I would make it a little bit more palatable to more people, which maybe wasn't, but it sounded to me like, okay, you got to dumb your stuff down. But then I just felt so restricted that I couldn't give everybody what I was so desiring to share, and not only just how to punch and kick and knee and elbow, but how to walk balanced in life. Know your demons, or understand them, get them working for you, one side of the spectrum or the other. You know, you live in the middle and you can vacation both ends, and it's wonderful because you get to see contrast and you get to feel things and you get to understand value because you know both sides, and all that through Muay Thai. So it was very restricting and unable to really get that out to LA boxing. So I had the opportunity to take over a gym and make it my own gym, and so that's when I started with my own gym, which is called SeuuaDaao Muay Thai. I have a Thai friend, and he gave me the name SeuuaDaao, Leopard Muay Thai. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds really good, I like that, it's good. And so ever since. Being at my own gym and teaching out of my own gym and being able to do what I want was very free-feeling and very rewarding, because I had a massive challenge. It's like every time I see a student stand in front of me, it's like a big project. It's like, okay, how can I make you better? How can I get you to do what you've never even dreamt that you can do, but give me 6 months? And so I got to do that on a daily basis with anyone and everyone who would walk through the door. Painting with people. I get to make lots of different pictures with the help of the individual, but I show them how to paint, I show them how colours go together, and between us we make a beautiful, beautiful picture that's life-lasting. Because you'll never forget Muay Thai. You'll never forget the experience you get from Muay Thai or the teachings that I give you. And hopefully it's more than just learning how to fight or punch or kick or knee. Hopefully it's a bit more of inner seeking of who you are as a person that everybody really, I think, needs to do. You need to look at your own mirror that's inside you and figure out who you are, and then get comfortable with that person. Because I've had three different locations. The first was my own, just nobody, myself. And then the second gym was Tito Ortiz, the UFC fighter. I would rent a section of his gym. I rented that for just over a year. 2 years ago was the final location that I had to close. And then I came full circle and started teaching out of Paulo Junior Gatse's gym, which is where we are now. Which is where I started. Crazy. We live 45 minutes away from Hollywood, where everything's make-believe, everything's whatever you want it to be for the right price. And so the mentality goes along with that in the society that we're in. People want to be something, they want to have that romanticism of, I want to be this, but you don't get told that to be this takes huge amounts of effort, sacrifice, hard work, determination, commitment, consistency. These are all very scary words to a regular person, but you can be sold it minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this, if you have the right amount of money and the right amount of gullibility. You're gullible. You want something so bad, you're seeking something so bad that you want to fix from the outside instead of fixing from the inside out. And so you'll get sold something and you'll buy it willingly, and you'll be happy, they'll be happy. And so it's an equal exchange of services, but it's just a service. It's not a knowledge that's going to be with you from the inside out forever, because that takes time, and that takes attention, and that takes commitment from the teacher, from the person who was mentoring you, not teaching you or selling you. But generally, the way that Muay Thai is in America, it's seen as something of an acquirement, not as an addition. And so the Muay Thai that I experienced in Thailand, and the people from Thailand, and the people that I've now had the opportunity and the joy of calling friends and peers who lived that life, who were fighters through the golden era, I see Muay Thai is that seed inside them when they were little kids, and that seed now is turned into a huge mighty oak, and that's given them an ability to walk through their life with confidence, with pride, with passion, with an ability to turn that sport into taking care of themselves and the family and many people around them. I'm living life, I love it. I feel very liberated. I'm at a stage where I don't think I could be stopped or broken, because I have nothing, yet I have everything. I feel very blessed to be reaching 46 and still feel and still can show that I'm 21. I feel better now than I was 21. Not many people want to, and why would they? What are you training for at 46? Well, I'm training against Father Time. I know how precious life is. I want to extend it as much as I can. I've met some beautiful people who've lost their lives, and I've been close to having mine cut short a few times, and everyone's got a story. But I think if I have air in my lungs, I think I owe it to everybody else that doesn't, to squeeze as much out as I can and do a little bit more than yesterday. And it's a selfish challenge. I like to know that this pain is not going to define me. I win. The pain doesn't win, I win. I accept pain, and I accept that life is chaotic, and I accept that sometimes life does some things to you that you don't like or don't ask for, but I accept it, and I just push on anyway. I'm not impervious to negative thoughts. I do have them. I have some really dark times. I've been through some really tough times. I'm going through a tough time at the moment. But that's no reason to quit. That's no reason to stop. And that's the only way that the universe travels. I was actually asked that question today. Would you open a gym again? I don't know. Yes, my heart says yes, of course. I still haven't completed the dream that I still have inside my mind to have a training center and have almost an annex for Thai people, Thai fighters to come over and spread not just Muay Thai, but the lifestyle that goes with it, the understanding of the self, of who you are that goes along with Muay Thai, and have a little bit of the Eastern kind of philosophy of life. But my own gym, I don't know. I would have to have the right team, but I'm so selfish in a way where I would want to do everything myself because I care so much, but that's just impossible. I've done that, I've failed, I've tried it. I'm an Englishman living in America that feels inside is Thai. Pretty strange. In 5 years, I imagine myself to still be as happy, content, still pushing every day, still leading by example. In 5 years, I still imagine myself to be giving the lessons that I've gained through Muay Thai to other people, and hopefully sowing seeds in as many people, in the park, on the beach. I'm not where I am, I'm who I am. Muay Thai can have the ability to have you learn so much about yourself that you can help people to learn about themselves by just offering seeds everywhere. To, hey, can I plant a seed in you? All you have to do is say yes, and then if you tend to it, maybe it will grow into a mighty oak. If you ever think about giving up or you think it's it, it's not. At that moment when you're still thinking, it's not. Keep going, keep pushing.